Basketball fans, I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's basketball out in Oklahoma City, Chesapeake Energy Arena to be exact. We'll see the Thunder go up against the San Antonio Spurs. Well, for San Antonio, the talk has been that they don't want to play with caution tonight. They want to let it all hang out. They seem to be a pretty revved up group coming into this game. We'll see if that translates into success on the court. And here we go, in a league of teams that love to work the perimeter. Tonight we feature two teams that get it done in the post. This is a game, Shaq, and I know you love to watch.
Yeah, you got to try to physically dominate your opponent. You got to push them out the way. Oof. You got to elbow them. Yeah. You got to move them out the way.
There's only so much one man can take.
That's right, Ernie. But also, your team can also hit some threes that create room to operate.
Yeah.
Hey, but Shaq, you got to be highly skilled. You can't just win with power. Now, the best post players have great hands and coordination. You cannot win with just power.
Oh, I got it.
What are you counting?
He's counting rings.
He just didn't win with power.
He's counting rings.
Okay.
How many did you come up with?
4.
Yeah, me too. That'll do it. Both teams ready for tip-off. We send it out to Kevin Harlan and the crew.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
On the road, looking for a win against a Western Conference rival. The San Antonio Spurs are ready for this thing to get started. The fans are making noise here at the Chesapeake Energy Arena. The Oklahoma City Thunder getting settled in. Great to have you with us, everybody, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. We'll be catching up in a bit from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, guys, we all know how hard Russell Westbrook plays every night. Coach Billy Donovan said he plays with such force and passion. He gets so intense, so competitive, so emotional, but he's doing a good job of bringing himself back together and understanding there's other guys out there depending on him. Kevin?
And that's how Russ has always been, D.A., a high-motor player who leaves it all out on the floor. And a couple of big-time pivots going head-to-head tonight. Doris, looking at the NBA right now, how has that center position evolved on both ends of the floor?
Well, it seems to me that increasingly, unless you're a shot maker from the perimeter, you can't find time on an NBA floor. So certainly they've become more perimeter-oriented. The ability to at least make a mid-range jump shot helps the spacing on the floor. And then obviously on the defensive end, Kevin, the more valuable you are is based on can you switch and pick and roll situations, guard a variety of positions, say 3, 4, 5, and if necessary in an absolute pickle, can you stay with a guard if you've got to switch a pick and roll between a big and a small?
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for San Antonio, Parker and Green are the guard set. Skilled tandem of Leonard and Aldridge at the 3 and the 4. And it's Gasol at the pivot spot manning the middle.
You can see Russell Westbrook building the confidence of his teammates, fires it to them when they're open.
Aldridge a screen. Green kicks to Leonard. Gasol setting the pick for Leonard. Shoots over Adams. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
And how about the commitment of Gasol on the screen, doing whatever he can to open up shots for his teammates?
Here's Westbrook. Here's Patterson. He can't get it to go. Excellent D there from Parker. And Leonard has it in the corner. The Spurs getting another chance here. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Pass to Patterson. In the corner, it's Westbrook. Hits it from three-point range. Westbrook's got himself on the board with 3 there.
I love how Westbrook rises and fires immediately. Ball touches his hands and it's gone before you can blink.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And Danny Green, undrafted out of North Carolina. He's been a linchpin of the Spurs' great defense over his career.
You know, 6'6" with that 6'10" wingspan. This is a guy that can block shots like a big man, guards 3 positions, and one of the guys that we call the prototype when you talk about that 3 and D wing player.
One shot, gentlemen.
The Spurs offense, one of the most efficient in the NBA. It's all predicated, Greg, on motion.
And it's ball movement and player movement. They kind of want to warp the defense and force mistakes, and that's when they strike.
And it's Westbrook again missing. Pass to Leonard. Leonard against George. Shoots from the baseline. Great D that time from Leonard.
Maybe not that time, but he'll hit more than his share if he's left open.
Parker with a clean look. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Parker's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Boy, that makes them 4 out of 5 to start this thing. They're finding very good shots early on.
Here's George. And no good, trying to use the glass. For San Antonio, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Parker kicks to Leonard. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Adams, some nice D.
Not the kind of strong finish it should have been. Something threw him off.
Westbrook dishes to Patterson. Fires the 3. They get the rebound. Adams. And Adams with the slam.
Listen, we know Steven Adams is one of the best offensive rebounders in the NBA. You've got to have great awareness about him on the glass.
Here's Parker, following the score by Oklahoma City. Gasol passes to Parker. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. That shot wide open. Thunder trailing by 5. Westbrook kicks to George. Adams sets the pick for George. And it's sent back by Aldridge. Leonard against George. Leonard attacking. Another miss by Leonard.
Well, it's been an up and down quarter for him on the offensive end. Mostly down, though.
And here's Westbrook from the arc. Doesn't go that time. So the Spurs will take it the other way.
He's obviously still trying to find the range. No success this quarter. You wonder what it would take to get him to pass the ball.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Now here's Westbrook. Patterson a screen on Parker. Westbrook dishes to Patterson. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's on LaMarcus Aldridge. And an impressive transition for Patrick Patterson, developing Doris into a stretch 4 in the NBA.
Well, think about it, Kev. This is a guy who only made 24 threes in 3 years at Kentucky. Now in the NBA, he averages over 100 a season.
That free throw good from Patterson.
I think, guys, very few teams can compete with Oklahoma City when it comes to controlling the glass. Great rebounders at every position. They're going to fight for boards on both ends of the floor. Well, now you're going to have to tone down the level of aggressiveness on the defensive end. That's his second foul, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet.
Cantor checked in for Adams. Rudy Gay's checked in for San Antonio. Thunder trailing by 4. And the Thunder and their rebounding finished first in the NBA last season in rebounds per game.
And it starts with Russell Westbrook. But everyone on this team is committed to getting anything that comes off that iron. They get a ton of extra chance points because of their offensive rebounding. It's really hard to go small and get away with it against Oklahoma City.
And pushing it up here. Here is Oklahoma City. Westbrook's got the ball.
Defender in his grill, and Russell says, let me shake you off, sir. I've got to score this.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Gasol is screen on Cantor. Leonard the pass to Gasol. That one falls. Gasol's got his second basket of the night.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Oklahoma City shooting 36% in this first quarter, trying to get their bearings. Outside, George. Patterson, the screen, 5 to shoot. This one for 3. Westbrook missing again.
I'll tell you, his inconsistency not helping their cause at all.
Gay with no one around. And a miss there on the triple.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
In the corner, George with it. Outside Westbrook. Patterson, the screen, over Parker. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Spurs leading by 4. And the wide open shot from Green. Wide open, couldn't capitalize. And George, here we go. A stupendous finish in traffic. George has got his first bucket in this one.
Yeah, Kevin, I don't think the defense could do much more. It's just that Paul George is such a multi-dimensional threat near the bucket. He's got so many shots in his arsenal.
And that one drops.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Now here's Westbrook. He's got 5.
I'll tell you, he's had a tough night. And if you're going to shake out of a slump, he's not going to do it with those kinds of shots.
Thunder trailing by 4. And the Thunder pushing it up now. Here's George. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook. Westbrook's got 3 assists tonight.
I'll tell you, it was the sharp passing that led to that shot. Terrific teamwork.
Parker kicks to Gasol. Screen by Parker. Back to Gasol. And the rebound goes to the Thunder.
Yeah, coming off that screen, wide open, just can't convert.
Well, I think, Greg, that's exactly what you want. The screen was solid. The execution just fell a little bit short on the shot.
Now, here's Westbrook. Looking to end his cold spell. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Green kicks to Parker. Outside, Green. Parker dishes to Gasol. Stolen by Westbrook. Oklahoma City trailing. The pass to Patterson. Back to Westbrook from the arc. And it's Westbrook again missing. Spurs have gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. And Andre Robertson is going to pick up a foul. That is his first foul of the game. Nick Collison's checked in for Oklahoma City. San Antonio also making some changes. Laverne, he's checked in for Gasol. Ginobili comes in for Danny Green. And it's Mills in for Parker. Now here's Gay. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Ginobili attacking. He feeds it to Leonard. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. The Thunder shooting 33% here in the first quarter. Here's George. Gay with the block.
You got to respect those long arms of Gay. I mean, superb at swatting shots away with those big hands. Well, the first thought from the D there was to protect the rim, so good idea to take the 3 in transition.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it, following the 3-pointer by San Antonio. Outside, George fires for 3. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook. Westbrook's got 4 assists in the game.
Now, Paul George is a phenomenal catch-and-shoot guy. Measures the shot before receiving the pass. It's hard to guard.
Now, here's Mills. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's his first foul. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Leonard. Now here's Mills. He's covered by Westbrook. Anderson with the screen for Ginobili. Back to Mills. 5 on the clock. No good on the three. Outside, George. Right side, Westbrook. He dishes it to Robertson. Back to Westbrook. Jacks up a three. And that's collected by Gay.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Yeah, scoring isn't coming naturally to him right now. Looking a little bit uncomfortable out there.
Now, here's Mills. Gay, left side. Excellent D there from George. Near the three-point line, it's Westbrook. Misses off the left iron.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's not how you capitalize on the offensive end. You simply have to be more patient.
Here's Gay. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. There's a minute 47 left in the first. To the left wing. Collison, the pass to Robertson. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Launches it. And it's Rudy Gay with the three. Gay's got his first 3 points of the game. You look at the success that Coach Billy Donovan has had both at the college level at Florida and his first few years in the NBA at Oklahoma City. Doris, he very much feels at home in playoff and pressure situations.
Well, certainly Billy D has a lot of experience managing a team in a postseason setting. This is a guy who always tinkers during the regular season to find different angles to help his guys. Billy Donovan, one of those guys increasingly who you don't want to see in a 7-game series.
Yeah, just ice cold right now from the floor. Time to regroup.
I think, Greg, they look lost and they look frustrated. Not sure how they're missing so many shots right now.
Getting ready for Oklahoma City. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Collison. Jeremy Grant comes in for Patrick Patterson. Alex Abrinas is checked in for Roberson. And Chris Dunn's subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Thunder trailing by 5. And George kicks to Adams. Outside for George. Screen by Adams. Gay against George. And the three off target. San Antonio's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range in the first quarter. Took him no time at all on that one. And it's a 7-point Spurs lead.
And love seeing Gay get out there in transition. A huge threat to score when he's running the floor.
Abrinas kicks to Kristen. Drills it from outside.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
And San Antonio shooting pretty efficiently out there. It is in 48% in the first quarter. Here's the screen. And Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. .44 seconds left here in the first quarter. Ginobili outside. The dish to Mills. Just 4 to shoot. Off the screen. And it's San Antonio with another.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
Well, you've simply got to push through that, right? You need to at least contest the shot. Otherwise, he's going to knock it down.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts. And a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
Well, you love when Steven Adams shows his strength. Even with the defense in his grill, he finds a way to score.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths, shooting in the low 60s last season.
Well, Steven Adams is a guy who understands his role. He wants to play hard-nosed defense. He wants to score it anytime he's got a deep touch in the paint. Love his approach.
Now Mills. 5 points in the game. And Anderson has it in the corner. Out of bounds. Oklahoma City takes possession.
Well, that's just taking your eyes off the target before releasing the pass. Very careless.
Here's Abrinas. Got it off in time, but it's no good. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Spurs out in front, up by 3. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. The San Antonio Spurs have really popularized that unselfish offensive style of play. Manu Ginobili talked about their Spurs approach.
Attack and find the open teammate, not try to solve problems by ourselves. It's something that we've never done, and every time we did it, it's not us.
There's a lot to be said for knowing, Greg, who you are and what your game plan is, and there may be no other team that gets that better than the San Antonio Spurs.
And Kevin, it helps to have that core of Manu and Tony there as the foundation and coaches on the floor for each new wave of players that have come through this Spurs organization.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Spurs?
Tough defense throughout that first period, and it's really paying dividends.
Well, I think there's a level of physicality with them right now and not allowing the opponent to feel comfortable getting into their heads just a bit.
On the wings, Abrinas and George. Grant is out there with Adams, and it's Kristen in at the 1 spot. That's the lineup out there for the Thunder. And he knocks down the first one.
And as you would expect, Steven Adams has grown into a larger role with this team. Really came in as a guy who could defend and rebound, but starting to become more of a factor within their offensive framework.
And so Adams nails both of them. And Greg, with Adams, he hasn't just been given more opportunity to display what he can do on offense. He's earned it.
You hit it right on the head. And you know, as an example, a guy that was a bad free throw shooter, all of a sudden he became respectable because of his work ethic last season. Much more nimble in the paint than most would think. Just good awareness, and he knows when to pick his spots. And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Well, that's how you attack in transition. Remarkable effort, getting as high percentage a look as you can really get.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Kevin, the Spurs' Greg Popovich talked about developing players. He said, our method is usually tough love. I don't think coddling works, and beating them to death mentally doesn't work either. You give them a clear picture of what's demanded, show care, understand what makes them tick. If that doesn't get through, you get rid of them. Kevin?
And the military background of Popovich plays a part in this way of thinking, David. It's why the Spurs have been so successful for so many years. And Adams with the slam.
This is why Adams is such a high percentage shooter. If he gets close to the rim, he's going to finish with authority.
Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far. And Mills kicks to Ginobili. Passes it to Aldridge. Shoots over Grant. And it's Aldridge missing. Thunder trailing by 3. George dishes to Adams. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Doris, they say that one of the toughest things about calling a game is balancing pure basketball knowledge with entertainment. What's your approach with that topic?
Do you know that was the last piece of broadcasting that I think fell into place for me? For a long time, I felt like I was proving myself, Kevin, so I didn't relax and enjoy it. But my son one time said to me, when we were watching a game, he said, Mom, you have to understand when the announcers are having fun, we're having fun.
Chemistry is such a big part of it, isn't it?
Crucial.
And the first one at the line is good. And the Spurs, Greg, one of the best defensive teams in the league for 2 seasons running.
And it's really all about execution. They seem to just move in concert and stay connected. No silly fouls. And with their length, nothing easy inside.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Cantor's checked in. He's perfect from the line this time.
I'll tell you, he's coming through for them at the free throw line today. His form has been perfect.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Anderson outside, kicks it to Aldridge. Anderson the screen, off the pick. And Cantor pulls it down. The Thunder have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. They get it back. And no good, trying to use the glass. San Antonio leading. For those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And it's Laverne missing.
Boy, the defense collapsing and throwing him off balance on his way to the cup.
The shot's good from Cantor. Cantor's got the lead up to 1 now for the Thunder.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Aldridge a screen. And Mills kicks to Aldridge. It's in. That's his 3rd field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5. Here's Kristen. Pass to Abrinas. Launches a 3. Rebound San Antonio.
No idea why he's attempting so many outside shots. It's not his day, and he needs to either look to drive or get it to an open teammate.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. So it's the Thunder now, following the bucket by the Spurs. Christian, the pass to Adams. For the 3. Abrinas' shot is off.
And he has lost all confidence out there. Still not a single field goal made in the game.
Boy, it's tough to see how he misses that one. I don't think the defense was all that tight on him.
And Kristen kicks to Abrinas. And again, Oklahoma City, no good.
It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the quarter.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
There's a screen by Cantor. Here's Abrinas. He's covered by Murray. Scooped up. Adams. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Adams has got 13 points.
I'll tell you, Steven Adams will not take a bad shot. He's starting to cook a little bit right now. Look out, fellas.
Dishes it to Laverne. Feeds it to Aldridge. Releases from 15, and he hits the jump shot. Aldridge has got 6 points in the quarter.
I think you could see early on that he was really with a rhythm and flow tonight, and now he's really starting to take off.
Screen by Adams. Here's Abrinas. It's rebounded by Aldridge. Aldridge has got his 3rd rebound on the night.
No doubt the fight's there. They are trying to battle back, but he's just really struggling this quarter.
Aldridge a screen. Anderson against Grant. Shot clock at 6.
And LaMarcus Aldridge really possesses tremendous shooting touch when you consider this guy's basically a 7-footer, and he's increasing that range. Last season, up over 40% from 3.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. And the Thunder making a switch here. Westbrook's checked in. San Antonio also making some changes. Pau Gasol is checked in for Laverne. Leonard comes in for Anderson. And it's Green in for Patty Mills. And so LaMarcus Aldridge nails them both.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throw.
To the right side. It's good, and the San Antonio lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Abrines. And Aldridge doesn't shoot a ton of threes, yet he still earns his keep in that mid-range.
Yeah, on that left block, back to the basket, and with his size, that turnaround Jay is just about unstoppable.
Goes back up, and the layup is good. Aldridge has got 12 points in the game.
Well, you've got to look at this guy's shooting as one of the main reasons they've been able to build this lead.
Screen by Adams. Westbrook passes to Abrines. Back to Westbrook. Adams sets the pick for Westbrook. Grant outside. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Here's Leonard. And the shot falls short this time. Thunder trailing by 4. Here's Abrines. Powered down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
Boy, I love seeing Cantor distribute the basketball. If you're open, this guy will find you.
San Antonio's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Murray with it. Westbrook picks him up. Aldridge kicks to Murray. The feed to Leonard. And the call will be against Alex Abrines. That's his first foul. Parker's checked in for San Antonio. Aldridge with a screen on Westbrook. 6 to shoot. Launches it. Aldridge misses. Oklahoma City shooting 31% in the second. Some poor shot selection for them in this quarter.
Well, we know Russell Westbrook is always going to share the basketball. Incredible watching him find the holes in the defense.
For San Antonio, they've gone 6 of 13 so far from the field here in the second quarter. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Parker dishes to Leonard. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Cantor's got 4 rebounds in this game. Outside Westbrook. Screen by Adams. Westbrook drives in from the line. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. 15 points for Steven Adams.
Well, there is clearly a size mismatch. And from the mid-range, there's no way that shot's going to be blocked.
Here's Aldridge, and it's good on the assist by Parker. Aldridge has got it all tied up now for the Spurs. Westbrook with it. He has 5. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
Russell Westbrook is an elite talent. He knows how to make tough shots. Boy, what about last season for Russell Westbrook? Not only the numbers he put up, but the jaw-dropping plays he delivered, and he helped this Thunder team to a season where many thought they'd be out of the playoff picture. He gets them into the playoffs. Incredible journey.
Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Roberson comes in for Jeremy Grant. That one misses for Westbrook. And for Westbrook, you have to look at his season in a historical context. It was so great. Doris, his contributions to his team in every facet of the offense and how much his team depended on him from start to finish.
You're correct, Kevin. And it's not just the average of a triple-double, right? It went beyond that. It was his competitive spirit and a willingness to absorb the loss of an all-time great player, put his team on his back, and get them back to the playoffs. Truly incredible.
The Spurs have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. Greg, you watch the Thunder play, and it's clear that this team comes out looking to attack. Everyone on the team wants to put it on the floor and go right at the rim.
And part of that is their leader, Westbrook, just setting the tone. I mean, team finished near the top in points in the paint last season, and the addition of Paul George just helps to enforce that strength.
Here's Roberson. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change.
Well, that's just great work from Paul George to spot the open man. And at his size, he can see right over the defense.
Now, here's Parker. They trail by 3. Gasol passes to Parker. Westbrook with the block. The dish to Robertson. There's the triple. Rebounded by the Spurs. Leonard's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
You got to love the effort from Parker, constantly helping get his teammates involved.
And Doris, so many great point guards in the league. In fact, the number of stars at that position, we see them every night. But who are some of the floor generals that maybe don't get the headlines? More of the underrated portion.
I think the single most consistently underrated point guard, though certainly not by the contract extension he most recently signed, would be Mike Conley. This guy for the Memphis Grizzlies. Some guys just fit in the systems and the cities and the organizations for whom they play. And I would say Mike Conley, ability to run the team, ability to make the 3-point shot, to make the players around him better. He comes to mind. Kemba Walker in Charlotte is a guy who, once they consistently start to make the playoffs as an undersized point guard, I think you could see him start to grow in reputation. And Isaiah Thomas, who launched himself for stretches into the MVP conversation. Interestingly, Kevin, what do all 3 have in common? A little bit undersized in today's NBA.
And can you believe Conley has never been an all-star as good as he is?
Cannot believe that. No, and you've had his teammates make it, Marc Gasol most notably. I know that Marc Gasol would love to see Mike Conley next to him in an all-star uniform.
The Spurs making a switch here. Ginobili's checked in. 3 on the clock. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. From deep, George. Good. A nice assist from Westbrook. Westbrook's got his 8th assist here tonight. Parker kicks to Gasol. Gasol a screen. Now here's Leonard. Makes it off the glass. Leonard's got 6 points.
And he moves so well. When Leonard drives the lane, it's pretty much a guaranteed bucket. Terrific body control, and he plays with the ultimate force.
Now here's Westbrook. Outside, George from past the arc. George missing again.
Boy, what a tough night. Imagine what their lead would be if he were having a better night from the field.
Down low, stolen by Westbrook. Here's Patterson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
You know, Kev, I remember when Patrick Patterson was coming out of high school. Major recruiting battle. Every school seemed to want this guy. Duke, Florida, you name it. But the Kentucky Wildcats win again.
Greg, the one thing about Patrick Patterson out of Kentucky, he is a smart basketball player.
Yeah, he's not the best rebounder or shot blocker, but the advanced stats love him. And he gets the job done at both ends of the floor.
And he makes the first.
Boy, guys, how about the offseason the Oklahoma City Thunder had? The acquisition of Paul George, one of the elite two-way players in the game, now playing alongside Russell Westbrook. Look out, everybody.
Steven Adams, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. He makes 1 of 2 that time.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Shoots from the elbow, and it's San Antonio with another.
And Gasol excels from that mid-range area. If you leave him open from there, you're going to pay the price.
Patterson, the screen, goes up off the pick. Oh, goodness. Wow.
My goodness, is there anything better than watching Westbrook hammer at home? My goodness gracious, Russell.
And when you watch Russell Westbrook play, he's one of the most competitive players in the NBA.
And with the way he attacks the rim and plays with just no abandon, I mean, this guy is no joke. Absolutely wills himself and his team to just do things that few others can, and relentless from the first quarter to the last whistle.
That's good from Westbrook.
Hasn't Russell Westbrook matured into a spectacular leader? This is a guy his teammates look up to, and what a fearless competitor, guys.
Good. That's now 8 points for Leonard.
He's got such soft touch around the rim. The D has to try to keep him out of the paint, because if he gets close, it's lights out.
The Thunder with the lead. There's 53 seconds left in the first half. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
Is Russell Westbrook the toughest guy to contain in the league? He's explosive, he's unpredictable, and he is a nightmare for defenders.
In the Spurs last season, how about setting the all-time record for consecutive winning seasons with 20? This is a group that's won 50 or more games in every one of those seasons, except the strike-shortened one in '99.
That one is off. And Greg, for the Spurs, they're so competitive. It's inevitable. They just win year after year.
Yeah, but that big three of Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili, the all-time winningest trio in the history of our league, had a lot to do with it. And as that era comes to an end, they're doing a terrific job of just picking up new star talent without skipping a beat.
Good on the second free throw.
Boy, showing a lot more aggressiveness now after making 0 trips to the line in the first quarter.
Here's Leonard. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Well, you have to get something out of that possession, and thanks to Patterson's work on the glass, heads-up play to score that.
Parker kicks to Leonard. Pass to Parker. Leonard dishes to Parker. Over Westbrook. Parker's shot is off. The Thunder leading by 4.
Don't have to be in a hurry. They can hold for the last one.
And I think that's exactly what you'll see here, right? They don't want the other team getting that final look. Well, not exactly one of those big, burly power forwards, right? He depends on his leaping ability more than those guys, and it serves him just fine, Kev.
Cans it from downtown.
And how about that lefty stroke there from Ginobili? It is a thing of beauty. He is dialed in from deep.
Steven Adams has been leading the charge for Oklahoma City. His work on the glass was outstanding in that quarter. Great rebounding. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Billy, balanced scoring for your team. How pleased are you with the way they're keeping everybody involved offensively?
Well, those guys, I think, have done a really good job of moving the ball and sharing the ball, and they're finding open men, and they're willing passers, and I think because of that, they've been efficient offensively.
Open shots tend to be made. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. And now, the 2K Sports
Welcome back,
Halftime
everybody.
Show.
It's the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. A big night so far for Steven Adams. He ended up with 15 points and 7 rebounds. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Well, their success was largely about second-chance points. They crashed the offensive boards heavy in the first half. I love how they fight for every 50-50 ball like it's the last ball on earth.
Shaq, what did you see from San Antonio?
They were strong in transition. Seemed like the guys fed off the higher tempo. Certainly, they definitely got the looks they wanted, playing an outstanding game. They can keep it up in the second half, they may wear the other side out.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away. Down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City, everyone. You can see Chesapeake Energy Arena there in the background as the cars stream down I-40. Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Steven Adams with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Oh, well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them, and really few forced shots here so far.
I think, Greg, we're seeing a couple things. Terrific play calling, unselfish nature, and quality shooting. That makes for good offense.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Here's Westbrook. On the court right now for the Spurs, Aldridge and Kawhi Leonard, the two stars at the forward spots. Parker and Green are the guard set, and it's Gasol in at the center. Spurs trail by 3. Leonard draws the double. Over in the corner, Green. Spurs working the ball around now. Aldridge, the pass to Leonard. Here's Gasol. Drops in the layup for 2. Gasol's got the first basket of the second half. That one for the Spurs. Grant sets a screen for George to the middle. And the dunk by Grant.
Well, Kev, how about Jeremy Grant playing to his strength? Uses that athleticism to finish that one with authority.
And the pass to Green. Here's Aldridge. Kicks it out to Leonard. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. The Thunder leading by 3. Passes it to Grant. Good. A nice assist from Westbrook. Westbrook's got 9 assists in the game. Great passing.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, the Spurs have never been the flashy team in the NBA. Tony Parker said beautiful basketball is playing the right way. Ball movement, pure, beautiful basketball is the way we've played. You have all sorts of fans, and there should be something for everybody. Kevin, he told me a long time ago, if we were in New York, people would love us.
And during Popovich's time in San Antonio, the Spurs have always played together, D.A. Got to respect their team-first approach to the game. Out to the right wing. George against Green. From downtown. But they get it back. George with the ball. He's against Green. George with the bucket. Oh, boy, looks like he was injured there.
And I'll tell you, this is the last thing you want to see.
I just feel so bad for him. What he's going through right now, you just have to hope and pray that it's not too serious.
Chris Dunn's checked in for George. Left side, Gasol. And Gasol with the dunk.
And the wherewithal from Gasol there, nailing the shot despite the tough defense all over. And Pau Gasol, one of the most skilled 7-footers this league has ever seen. Whether it's the low post, high post, flaring off picks, you want the ball in his hands.
Shooting one.
That free throw good from Gasol. And Pau Gasol, a very good perimeter shooter, starting to stretch his range out beyond that three-point arc.
Yeah, his face-up game is becoming more and more prominent. Working from that elbow, he's become more of a triple threat. He can shoot it, drive it, and pass at a high level.
The shot's good from Westbrook.
Well, Westbrook's shot is so quick. Really doesn't hesitate for a single second from downtown.
Parker kicks to Green. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got assist number 8 now on the night. Pass to Kristen. Green with the block. Outside Leonard. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Yeah, and that's what you want from your point guard. Parker distributing the ball wonderfully on that possession.
Grant with a screen on Parker. Westbrook kicks to Grant. Basket good. Grant's got 6 here in this quarter.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Outside, Green. He's looking for Leonard and finds him. And that one drops for him. Leonard's got 13 points.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Here's Parker. Sweet little floater. Now it's a 3-point Spurs lead.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
Grant with a screen on Parker. Westbrook with it. Picked up by Aldridge. It's stolen by Green. Leonard with no one around. Sinks the triple. He's got 16.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Grant with a screen on Green. Here's Kristen. And nothing is falling for him right now. Here's Leonard. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. 18 points for Kawhi Leonard.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. Doors with every team looking to spread the floor, get that space. Most big men are being asked to increase their range. Is the practice time going into that taking away from working, for instance, on other fundamentals that a big guy should be working on?
Here's how you know this is for real. When you hear Dwight Howard talking about the fact that this guy is going to spend an entire summer trying to develop the range because he wants to extend his playing career.
Sure.
Dwight Howard at one time was the single most dominant back-to-the-basket low-post center. They surrounded him with shooters. They put him in pick and roll, and he was an absolute monster. You know what? I don't know if it'll take away from the other fundamentals for the center. I do know that the role of center has drastically changed in the NBA.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
I think, Greg, he just has to get them on the same page. With this kind of lax defensive effort, something has got to change.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Adams, he's checked in for Eustace. Allison comes in for Krista. And it's Andre Robertson in for Alex Abrinas. The Spurs also changing it up. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Gasol. Murray comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Thunder trailing by 8. Outside Collison. To halt the run. Here's Adams, and Adams with the slam.
And Kevin, the knack for the offensive rebound are a big part of what makes this guy special.
Not to mention, Greg, his ability to finish with strength, just like that.
You know, it's an invaluable asset to have. He's as tenacious down there as anyone.
Here's Murray, following the score by Oklahoma City. Aldridge, the putback, and it's Aldridge on the follow. Aldridge has got the lead up to 8 now for San Antonio.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. Here's Roberson. And here's Westbrook from the arc. Green with the rebound. Spurs leading by 8. And count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
I love this approach. Despite the lead, still attacking, adding fuel to the fire.
They are absolutely relentless right now, Greg. There's no end in sight. They are going for it.
Laverne, he's checked in for San Antonio. Now the Thunder are not one of the best shooting teams from outside. We know that. They know their strength of their offense, Doris, lies in their ability to attack the rim and get shots in the paint.
Right, because you have to consider the Thunder last year were last in the NBA in three-point percentage, yet second in the league in points in the paint. So when they are able to get inside on a team, that is when they are at their most dangerous.
Yeah, just hitting the reset button, a chance to kind of talk some things over.
I think sometimes that's all it takes, right? We'll see if it helps them moving forward in this one.
Raymond Felton, he's checked in for the Thunder. Moment here now for an injury report. Let's get an update on George. What's the status, David?
Kevin, I caught up with the head athletic trainer for Oklahoma City. Unfortunately, it does not look good at all. He won't return to this game, and he could be looking at a very long recovery process. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, thanks. Well, guys, certainly not the news his fans were hoping for.
And not at all. I mean, it sounds like he's got a long road ahead of him in terms of his recovery.
And our hearts go out to him. The guy works so hard. His teammates love him. Coaches love him. He's going to be missed.
So it's the Thunder now, following the miss by LaMarcus Aldridge.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
And Mills kicks to Aldridge. He feeds it to Anderson. Spurs passing it around. They set the pick to the paint. Stolen by Collison. Here we go, one-on-one. And Grant slams it home.
That's an example of the hard work of Jeremy Grant paying off with the theft. Nicely done.
And that last replay, courtesy of Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Now, here's Mills. 8 points for him. And it goes down 2 points. Laverne's got his first 2 points.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Outside, Felton. Grant outside. The offensive rebound. And Adams kicks to Felton. Collison with a screen on Anderson. And Robertson has it in the corner. Back to Grant. In the corner, it's Felton. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Adams' shot is off. Spurs leading by 6. Murray dishes to Mills. The kick out to Anderson. Lets it go from deep. But he recovers it. Now here's Mills. Not a lot of room. He dishes it to Murray. Back to Mills. A second chance effort. And Adams sends it back.
And the defense of Steven Adams is so important to this team. They depend on him to be a rim protector now.
Here's Grant. No good on the triple.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Murray, the pass to Mills. And there's the call on Felton. That's his first foul. And the Thunder with some changes. Cantor checked in for Collison. Patterson comes in for Grant. And Chris Dunn's subbed in for Raymond Felton. Rudy Gay's checked in for the Spurs. Ginobili comes in for Murray. From deep, Gay. That one misses. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Well, a convincing finish by Patrick Patterson, giving us a demonstration of the kind of power he has at his disposal.
Now here's Gay. 5 points in the game. The shot's good. Gay's got his third basket of the night. Oh, wow, guys, doesn't look good. We've got an injury here.
And boy, this really doesn't look good. That just the way it happened.
Boy, it's got to be so frustrating for him. As hard as he has worked, doing everything he can to help his team, just heartbreaking, Greg.
The Spurs making a switch here. Leonard's checked in. Here's Kristen. There's a screen by Cantor. And Kristen kicks to Cantor. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Dishes it to Leonard. High quality look, and he sinks it. Leonard's got 20 points.
Boy, he has exploded. You couldn't ask for a better quarter from a guy.
Stolen by Ginobili. And Ginobili with a clear path to the rack. And it's blocked. Here's Kristen. Offline with his three.
I'll tell you, that's been the story of this guy's night. He can't get anything to fall.
Well, you talk about the very definition of what a defensive specialist is, Doris, and that is Andre Robertson.
Right. What you love about Robertson is he can match up with multiple positions on the defensive end. One thing you worry about, obviously, is teams when he is on the offensive end, they're going to give him a lot of shots because he's yet to prove he can consistently knock those down.
Russell Westbrook's checked in for Kristen. Here's Westbrook after the made shot from Manu Ginobili. There's a screen by Cantor from past the arc. A rebound by the Spurs.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Now here's Mills. He's covered by Westbrook. Out to the right wing. 6 on the shot clock. There's the three. Here's Anderson. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Cantor's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Abrinas. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Leonard. He kicks to Ginobili. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. And it's 7 points for Ginobili.
That's how it's done, gentlemen. You don't pass to a player, you pass to a spot. Let your teammate run into it.
Westbrook kicks to Cantor. Here's Robertson. He's covered by Ginobili. Robertson dishes to Cantor. Lets it fly from 18. Hits the front of the rim and out. Spurs leading by 10. And here's Mills. 8 points for him. Oh, Leonard in position.
Goodness, save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful. Here's Westbrook. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. And now the fast break. Ginobili with the ball. Drops in the tray off the fast break. Ginobili's got 7 points for the quarter. Oh, no, he may have gotten injured right there. He's in a lot of pain.
And I'll tell you, this is something you never like to see.
No, obviously something that, every player fears. The NBA has made player safety a priority, but injuries continue to happen.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Felton's checked in. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Left side Anderson. Spurs passing it around. The second effort. And Ginobili with the layup. Ginobili's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Yeah, second chance points. Gotta love the way they attack the offensive glass there, even with a huge lead.
I'll tell you, Greg, there's no let-up in how they play. They want to dominate every aspect, and that includes second chance points.
Kawhi Leonard has been on display for San Antonio. And of everything he's doing well, it's his scoring that you point to first. Already 22 points in this game. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Greg Popovich.
Everybody got to rotate, rebound. It's pace going back. It's attack, attack, attack. That's all it is.
Greg Popovich distilling it down to one simple concept. Be aggressive.
And guys, he knows this game so well. When they control momentum, the pace, they're much harder to beat.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Time now for an injury report. And now David Aldridge has an update for us on Russell Westbrook. What's the news, David?
Kevin, I caught up with the head athletic trainer for Oklahoma City. After taking a look, he informed me that it doesn't look too bad. He's not going to return to this game, and unfortunately, it looks like he could be out for a while, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you for the update. I know we're all interested in what his status is.
And it might be a tough road back for him. I mean, but one thing's for sure, he will be back.
Well, we know this. The guy's a fighter. I'm sure nobody's more disappointed than he is to have to go through this. But I am sure this guy will work every day to get back as quick as possible.
Patterson the 4 with Canner in the middle. Then there's Andre Robertson. And it's Kristen in at the 1. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. Parker outside. Kicks it to Leonard. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Leonard's got 16 points here in the second half.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
You can tell they've got their foot on the gas pedal right now. No slowing down. The defense starting to look helpless.
Parker against Patterson. Green, the screen. Green with a screen on Patterson. Parker kicks to Leonard. That 3 off the mark. Thunder trailing by 18. Cantor, the pass to Roberson. Here's Kristen, guarded by Green. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
He needs to stop shooting the ball right now. This is hurting his team.
Feeds it to Ginobili. To the inside. Park down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. Oklahoma City's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. The feed to Robertson. Shoots it. It's hauled in by Ginobili. Ginobili's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Green dishes to Ginobili. Left side Gasol. Goes up on the wing. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. And the Spurs lead by 20.
And with Gasol, he feels comfortable shooting from any area of the court. If you give him space, he'll torch you.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Oh, he's flat giving it to him right now. And this timeout is critical if they're going to stop his momentum. I think you've got to make some major defensive adjustments.
Steven Adams, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Collison comes in for Patrick Patterson. And it's Felton in for Chris Dunn. And San Antonio also making a switch. Aldridge is checked in. Now Felton. The dish now to Robertson. Takes a 3. Felton can't get it to go.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
And the basket is good.
And really, Gasol just never stops attacking the boards, just utterly relentless at pounding the glass.
A chance here to get a quick injury report. And now David Aldridge has an update for us on Russell Westbrook. What's the news, David?
Kevin, I caught up with the head athletic trainer for Oklahoma City. Unfortunately, it looks like that injury is going to be a severely sprained ankle. That's the end of his night, and he could be out for a while. Not the news you wanted to hear, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks. Well, guys, certainly not the news his fans were hoping for.
And not at all. I mean, it sounds like he's got a long road ahead of him in terms of his recovery.
And our hearts go out to him. The guy works so hard. His teammates love him. Coaches love him. He's going to be missed.
Adams with it. Gasol covering. Abrinas with a bucket.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second 3 of the game.
Spurs leading by 19 points. Leonard with the ball. Aldridge a screen. And it's Leonard with the jam.
And guys, that's one of the more basic plays in anybody's playbook, but not to mention also truly one of the best.
And Greg, the pick frees him up, and the dunk caps it off.
Yeah, run your offense with that kind of precision. Not much anyone can do to stop it.
Amazing how he gets this one to go. Size doesn't matter.
What fear? Look out.
I mean, that's a rugged play.
That's straight toughness.
Man, those aren't legs. Oh, this guy, those are like springs.
Holy smokes, almost superhuman.
Yeah, his explosiveness is almost unmatchable at times.
Abrinas kicks to Roberson. Just 5 on the clock. And the dunk by Roberson.
Nice there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it. Pass to Aldridge. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Adams has got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Felton the pass to Adams. Here's Abrinas. Roberson dishes to Collison. Back to Roberson. But he stays with it.
And I just love how he's banging down low. His hard work will let them use some more of the clock here.
Abrinas kicks to Felton. Oklahoma City gets it back. Here's Abrinas. Back to Felton. Shoots the 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Ball's knocked loose. Here's Collison. Good D by Parker. Spurs leading by 16. And here's Green outside. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Roberson's got his 5th rebound in this one. Collison, the pass to Adams. And he gets it to go. Adams has got 19 points.
Well, the size and the frame of Steven Adams is flat out intimidating. A high percentage scorer around the blocks.
And there's the call on Felton. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Cantor, he's checked in for Adams. Patterson comes in for Nick Collison. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Alex Abrinas. And Chris Dunn's subbed in for Raymond Felton. Gasol a screen. And here's Leonard from 3. Hits it from 3-point range. Leonard's got 31 points.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
Here's Chris Dunn trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Parker outside to the right side. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Doug McDermott.
At the line for the Spurs, LaMarcus Aldridge at the line for 2.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And he knocks down the first one. He doesn't get the second one. Thunder trailing by 18. On the pass to Patterson. To the wing on the left. Here's Chris Dunn. Oklahoma City keeping it alive with a new 24-second shot clock. There's the triple. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. Leonard's got 11 rebounds in the game. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Get on Parker.
Now, here's Parker. To the middle. Here's Aldridge. And Aldridge slams it in.
Boy, the bounce pass put right on the money. Nice assist.
The Thunder shooting has been a little ragged, just 38% from the field. And Roberson kicks to McDermott. 3-pointer. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That'll be his second foul of the game. Spurs leading by 20. Pass to Green. Pass to Leonard. And that one drops. Leonard's got 33.
Boy, this guy has been transcendent this quarter. Something really lit a fire underneath this guy.
Offensive rebound. Here's Cantor. Rejected by Gasol.
And really, Gasol does an incredible job getting his hands up in the air, which results in a ton of rejection.
Here's Roberson. And again, Oklahoma City, no good.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And pushing it up here. Here is Oklahoma City. And Cantor wide open. He shoots. And it's Cantor again missing. And now in transition is Parker. Here we go.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
That's his first personal foul.
Parker double teamed. He feeds it to Gasol. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's Aldridge penetrating.
Just doesn't seem to have the same energy level after his terrific first half.
And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. They get Paul Gasol.
Boy, when Patrick Patterson doesn't shy away from contact, he is so effective. This guy's solid at the line.
No good on that one. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Adams checked in. He hits the second from the line. Spurs leading by 21. And here is Parker. Parker double teamed to the paint. Aldridge dishes to Gasol. 7 for 9 now with that miss. Now shooting 78% from the floor. Here's Kristen. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. First free throw is good. And both free throws good for Kristen. And so it's San Antonio with it. 22 is their biggest lead. Aldridge a screen. Parker passes to Green. Free throw drops for Green.
And one thing you can say about Green, I don't know of too many players who are as dependent on their three-point shot as he is. He needs that shot to be falling for him to make an impact.
To the inside, Gasol with the steal. Leonard kicks to Parker. Green, the screen. Double team on Parker. Inside. Here's Gasol. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
Here's Kristen. 6 on the shot clock. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on LaMarcus Aldridge. That free throw, no good. A different look for Oklahoma City. Jeremy Grant comes in for Steven Adams, and Alex Abrinas subbed in for Roberson. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Laverne, he's checked in for Gasol. Kyle Anderson comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Ginobili's checked in for Green, and Murray's subbed in for Parker.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for San Antonio.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And guys, one of the steady and outstanding players putting in another impressive performance, it was a big-time outing for Kawhi Leonard.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Davis Bertans checks in for Leonard. Here's Bertans for three, and again, it's San Antonio with a three.
And all the energy has been sucked out of this arena. This is not what the fans came to see.
Well, they took the crowd completely out of this game, and when you get a lead like that, it's sort of deflating for the home crowd. What a solid victory on the road.
To the paint, Christian, the pass to Patterson. Oklahoma City moving it around. The shot's good from Cantor.
There's a physicality and intention to what Enes Kanter does. That's a tough shot.
Bertans kicks to Anderson. Now here's Murray. He's guarded closely. Laverne. The rebound by Patterson.
Now kicking himself on that one. That is the shot he wanted.
Well, that's usually money in the bank for that guy. Not sure how he missed that one. Really well done on that assist. He sees the target inside and puts it right into the hands.
They swipe it. Christian can't get it to go. Now Murray. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Danny, a strong defensive effort both individually and team. Now, how comfortable are you at that end of the floor now, knowing that you can make things tough on the opposition?
Well, we want to make them take tough shots. We're not comfortable at any point defensively, but we got to continue to be active and be aggressive and get our hands on loose balls.
It's been the mark of the Spurs for a long time, Danny. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you later.
I will go, now. The CPU.
We have two teams that love to score out of the post, but they need enough space for it to do it. That's the strategy here.
Sometimes it's not just about the space, Kevin, but it's about the timing of the cuts. When a guy has a post-up opportunity, if the defense is looking at that post-up player, if you move at the right time, you can really create some incredible space for that guy, not only to score, but to sometimes find cutters who sneak behind the eyes of the defense.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the court for San Antonio, Aldridge and Kawhi Leonard, the two stars at the forward spots. Parker and Green are the guard set, and it's Gasol at the pivot spot manning the middle. Here's Parker to the left side wing. Outside Aldridge. Spurs working the ball around now. Aldridge a screen. Parker passes to Aldridge. Just 4 to shoot. A 3 from Leonard.
That's the third straight miss to start this game, and they're still looking for their first basket.
Well, Pau Gasol always has used that length to his advantage. Defense has such a hard time with it, and that's how he drew the foul this time.
And Pau Gasol had his chances to play in San Antonio before. Finally signed with the Spurs last season, and I think all would agree he's been a pretty good fit.
Well, with that kind of ability and skill set that Pau possesses as a big man, 6'11", pass, score, and play out of the low post, seemed like a natural fit for what Greg Popovich likes to do in the system. And how about the fact that he added the 3-ball last year? He made 56.
Free throw good from Gasol.
Pau Gasol still remains an offensive threat for this basketball team, expanding his range over time and still has that nice soft jumper.
Grant, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Now here's Westbrook. Grant with a screen on Aldridge. Westbrook kicks to Grant. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Grant at 6'9", using that length right there. A nice soft touch in close to the rim.
Parker against Westbrook. Leonard sets a screen for Parker. Pass to Leonard. Over Westbrook. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
And, you know, it took them a while to get going, but they finally connected now on their 4th shot of the game.
Adams with the screen on Parker. Kicks it to Robertson. Fires the 3. Oklahoma City the rebound. It's good. Adams has got his first bucket of the night.
Well, you have to put at least one body on Adams, maybe 2. With his size and relentlessness, he'll light you up on the offensive glass.
Now here's Parker. From deep three-point range, the Spurs getting another chance here. Here's Gasol. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake. Thunder have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Robertson dishes to Westbrook. Grant with a screen on Aldridge. To the middle, Parker with the steal. And the Spurs pushing it up now. That's good from Gasol on the assist by Parker.
And sometimes there's just no stopping Pau Gasol. A slender 7-footer that has no problem scoring over the defense.
And here's Westbrook from the arc. Offensive rebound. Back to Robertson. A 3-ball. Hits it from 3-point range. Roberson's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Green, the screen. Parker passes to Aldridge. Shoots over Grant. Aldridge misses.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
And it's Westbrook missing. San Antonio trailing here. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Green kicks to Parker. Outside Gasol. There's the dish to Leonard. He feeds it to Parker. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots over Adams. Paul George grabs the miss. Oklahoma City's gone just 1 of 4 from 3-point range here in the first. And the shot goes in.
Well, not many guards are able to get to that spot as quick as Westbrook does. It's a comfort zone for him.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Parker against Westbrook. Here's Aldridge. Almost, but it rolls out. The Thunder leading by 3. George with no one around. Connects from 3-point range. George has got his first 3 points of the game. San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Greg Popovich.
Thanks, Kevin. He told me that when you're playing against a team as good as they are inside, you have to stop the easy looks. He said if they can keep them out of the paint, they'll be in good shape to win. We'll see, Kevin. Back to you.
Thank you, David.
This is a quarter that he would love to forget as soon as possible. Not getting anything to go.
Leonard with the steal. And now it's Green running. He can go all the way. Lays it in off the breakaway.
And the claw at work. Just one reason why he's always a threat to lead the league in steals. Jump starts the fast break there.
And Greg Popovich has led the Spurs to the playoffs in all 20 of the full seasons he's coached the team. But you know what, Brent? He always gives his players the credit.
Well, Pop knows that the players are the ones who deserve all of the accolades. There's no doubt that there's an appreciation for the way that Pop continues to put his team and each member of the team into situations where they collectively can compete every year. And it's not about just competing for the playoffs, Kevin. I'm talking about competing for titles. What a run that Greg Popovich has been on.
Westbrook against Parker. Outside Westbrook over Parker. Misses off the right iron. The Spurs shooting 31% here early on. Not getting the shots they'd like. Green against Westbrook. Green kicks to Gasol. The feed now to Aldridge. Stolen by Grant. On the wing, George. He's covered by Leonard. And Westbrook gets it to go.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Gasol kicks to Leonard. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Back to Parker. Shot clock at 5. Pulls up on the elbow. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
This just doesn't seem to be his night, or his team's for that matter either. They got to pull it together here quick, or it's going to be lights out.
Screen by Adams. Outside for George. Outside Westbrook. Lets it go with a 3. Offensive rebound. Screen by Adams. And Russell Westbrook with the 3. And it's a 7-point Thunder lead.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. Spurs passing it around. Parker dishes to Aldridge. Back to Parker. Kicks it out to Leonard from deep. There it is, his third basket. He's taken 7 shots to get those 3.
So money on the catch and shoot. I don't know what the defense is doing there, giving Kawhi that shot.
And here's Westbrook from the arc. And the Thunder, another 3.
And they've done the job on the offensive glass.
Westbrook against Parker. Offside Gasol. Buries it down low. Gasol's got 6.
Gasol is an accomplished scorer on the inside. Tall, long, crafty, smart. Should I go on?
Now here's Westbrook. 10 points for him. Pass to Roberson. Here's the 3. It's good for a second make. He's made 2 or 3 so far.
Already, they've piled up 8 second chance points.
Spurs trail by 8. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Well, the Spurs system hasn't changed through the years, but certainly some things being more emphasized than others. You had the post attack, certainly with Tim Duncan and David Robinson, and then it shifted to the drive and kick style with Manu and Tony Parker. And now they're back to playing the mid-range game with Kawhi Leonard and LaMarcus Aldridge.
And in the past, there's been a distaste for isolation basketball in the Spurs organization. But we're seeing more iso ball running through Kawhi and Aldridge.
Well, they do a great job of passing out of the post, and mainly that's the reason why they use it. Force teams to come down because the ball gets closer to the rim and commit several defenders, and then the spacing takes over on the weak side. So they still utilize a pass-first style, and the isolation kind of sets up opportunities on the weak side.
And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Eustace is checked in for Steven Adams. Patterson comes in for Jeremy Grant. Alex Abrinas is checked in for Roberson. And Chris Dunn's subbed in for Russell Westbrook.
So blessed with excellent court vision, especially for a wing player. Ginobili repeatedly finds the open man.
Stolen by Ginobili. And laid in to finish the break. Now it's just a 3-point Oklahoma City lead.
Just great anticipation and awareness to come up with the steal and then trigger the fast break.
And that replay presented by Under Armour showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleashed chaos moment.
And Paul George kind of made it known of his desire to leave for LA after this season, but big risk for the Thunder to make that move and trade for him.
And for Paul George, who knows what the future holds for him, but Greg, he is a great fit, it would seem, for the Thunder.
Listen, you give the Thunder another star to pair with Westbrook, and they're taking a leap of faith here with George.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Encouraging sign there to see him knock down the free throw.
Spurs trail by 5.
Let's go.
It's Gay on the way. Defended by George. And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession.
Poor decision making there. No idea what he's going for with that kind of pass in that situation.
Grant, he's checked in for George. The Thunder leading by 5. There's Kristen. The rebound by Anderson.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Ginobili outside. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Ginobili's got his second bucket of the game to go. The Thunder shooting 56% in this first quarter. An outstanding start for this offense. And Kristen kicks to Abrinas. Deep. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
Oh my God.
Spurs trail by 3. Ginobili outside. And the call will be against Alex Abrinas. That is his first foul of the game. Now here's Mills. Guarded close. And Laverne throws it down.
If you give him an inch of space, he's going to make you pay.
Grant, right side. A 3 ball. Abrinas' shot is off. San Antonio's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. No good from Gay. And now a fast break for the Thunder. Here's Patterson. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Now for the Thunder last season, the first one in the AD era, that stands for after Durant, you can imagine just how devastating his departure was for the fans of the franchise. But I think Sam Presti, as the general manager, prepared themselves for Kevin Durant leaving and for Russell Westbrook to assume the reins of the team.
And Mills kicks to Anderson. Spurs passing it around. And stolen by Patterson. And Anderson gets it to go. The Thunder with the lead. Here's Kristen. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. 59 seconds left to play in the first. Bangs home the trifecta.
Just like to see the defense get more aggressive. They are asking for trouble. They're giving up open looks to this point.
Ginobili kicks to Mills. It's deflected, and that's out of bounds. San Antonio won't retain possession. There's 47 seconds left in the first quarter. That shot off, and Oklahoma City will go with it the other way.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Here's Chris Dunn, and he overshot that one, missing. Spurs trail by 4. Ginobili kicks to Gay. That falls. Nice feed that time from Manu Ginobili. Gay's got his second basket of the night.
And Gay has become a viable threat from the perimeter. Feels like he can get his shot up over anyone from anywhere.
No good from Grant. Now here's Mills. Defense is right there. A 3. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
And money to end the quarter there with the triple.
It felt like he felt like time was winding down, saw the opening, nailed the shot.
Rudy Gay, he's feeling it tonight, and he's been the driving force for San Antonio. We witnessed him delivering a series of three-pointers as he notched 3 total in the quarter. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And a chance to hear from Tony Parker, who said he lives for the challenge of continuing to improve.
I always try to improve and get better, and Pop always challenged me. He came to me and he said, you know, good players, they can have a great season, but great players, they have many great seasons. So he said, what you want to be?
And in Tony Parker's case, great is what he wanted to be and has been for a long time.
You know, that's great because that shows Pops and why he's one of the best in the game. You got to be able to drive and motivate and also give the confidence. And that's what's happened with Tony Parker. Remember when he first came on the scene, it was not a cakewalk when he had his struggles. And now we're talking about a guy who's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Spurs?
Aggressive defense in that first period. They forced several miscues.
And you just start to wonder, how did we get to this score at the end of one? I think those steals really established momentum in their favor.
On the court for San Antonio here in the second. Mills and Manu at the guard. Anderson is out there with Laverne. And it's Gay in at the 3 spot. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kawhi Leonard has become a go-to scorer, but his focus still starts at the defensive end. He said, my mindset is the same every game. Whoever I'm playing against, I go in and try to stop their best scorer and then try to get myself going on the offensive end. Kevin?
And, David, that's what you get with Kawhi. Mr. Consistency, one of the best two-way players in the game. Now, here's Mills. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. They set the pick. Gay against Cantor. Another miss by Gay.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Kept alive, Cantor, and Cantor throws it down.
Like when his motor is running and he's playing with high levels of energy, Cantor is a monster on the offensive glass.
And Mills kicks to Anderson. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a three-point play opportunity.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
DeJounte Murray, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili. The Spurs shooting their third free throw shot of the game. And that one misses. And Brent, 14 years in the NBA, you spent about half your time on the defensive end. Of all the guys you were matched up against, who was surprisingly difficult to cover?
It's funny, Kevin, because a lot of coaches would tell you I did not spend half of my time on the defensive end.
Well, I know better. I know better.
Surprisingly difficult to stop, I would tell you, it would be Mitch Richmond. Many years in Sacramento, playing for the Kings, he was known as the Rock, and I can tell you why. Running into him and his physicality as a two-guard was very, very difficult to stop. One of the game's greatest two-guards.
Sturdy, wasn't he? He was thick. He was hard to move is what I think about.
He was very thick and physical, which was something that I was certainly not. And they also ran a myriad of screens for him on every possession. The most potent offensive player they had was Mitch Richmond, and they would get him open every time. So a very difficult cover for him.
Quarter two, and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Murray kicks to Gay. 6 to shoot. Anderson against Patterson. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. And George, here we go. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a three-point play opportunity.
He's having a night right now. Credit to the shooting touch, helping his team with the lead.
Well, when Paul George announced this summer that he intended to leave for the Lakers when the contract ran out, you knew what was coming. Even as a rental possibility, the suitors lined up, and eventually the price was paid, and now George finds himself in a Thunder uniform.
That free throw good from George. And to many, the Thunder came out of nowhere to land George in that trade.
You know, most thought Cleveland or maybe Boston were the front runners for his services, but the Thunder snuck in and made their team a two-star squad once again. Very interesting to see how far the duo of Westbrook and George can go.
And the Thunder with the possession here, following the three-pointer by San Antonio. For three, Westbrook. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Here's Gay. Excellent D there from George.
Ooh, the D did just enough to keep him from scoring. Thought that was in for sure.
Westbrook. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 3 assists now in this one.
I'm not sure the opposing team's coaching staff has a tactic to slow down Russell Westbrook.
Now here's Gay. 11 points in the game. Here's Laverne, and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That's on Patrick Patterson.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
And the San Antonio Spurs, the best bench net rating in the league last season, ranked 3rd in bench minutes.
Well, it's amazing the way that Pop controls the players' minutes. So the starters don't play a ton. The bench guys get enough minutes to play cohesively together. And one of the guys who was hugely impactful coming off the bench last year for them was Patty Mills. And in fact, last year they became the first 60-win team to have 11 different players that played at least 1,000 minutes.
And Brett, when you hear Donovan on the sideline or in the huddle, it's clear how big a motivator he can be for his team. He certainly gets the most out of his players from the stars to the end of the bench.
One thing that Billy Donovan did in the early part of taking the job with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I remember it well, Kevin, I went to the UCLA campus where Billy Donovan had invited most of the roster for the Oklahoma City team, and he started to establish that trust in the off-season, being there for workouts, understanding the personalities of his team, and getting to know his guys. All of those things have reaped some incredible rewards in the early part of Billy Donovan's coaching career.
Patterson, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Kristen comes in for Russell Westbrook. The Spurs also with the sub. Pau Gasol's checked in for Laverne. Inside. Back to Patterson. Unloads. A rebound by Gasol. Spurs trail by 3. Murray, the pass to Aldridge. Shot from 12. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Oklahoma City's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. San Antonio's gone to three-point range 7 times tonight, knocked down 5 of them. Outside, Green. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Aldridge with a screen on Patterson. A 3 from Leonard. No good that time, and it's Oklahoma City the other way. And he makes the bucket through contact and gets the whistle, too.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
The Thunder have been good at the line so far, 5 of 5. Russell Westbrook's checked in for the Thunder.
This OKC team is one of the best in the league when it comes to getting themselves to the free throw line. And a lot of that comes with the sheer force of Russell Westbrook, who draws a ton of fouls. But there's a few other crafty players who can get to work on the inside and find their way to the free throw line.
Now, here's Aldridge. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Just 5 to shoot, and count it from 19 feet away.
Not many, if any, bigs in the league have a more proficient mid-range game. Aldridge with the soft touch there.
Patterson, the screen. Westbrook dishes to George. They get the rebound, and Patterson kicks to Adams. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. George missing again.
And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down one in the first.
Aldridge inside. Patterson's there. Wide open look here for Murray. Offensive rebound, Spurs. Oklahoma City leading by 4. And stolen by Murray. One-on-one fast break. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
There's your run out. Great individual play.
Yeah, beats the transition defense up the floor, and then the easy finish. Boy, those feel good.
Now here's Westbrook. 12 points for him. From deep, George. Great D that time from Leonard.
Hey, even though he's been off, the team's still winning, so the hope is that he's going to get going.
And another basket for San Antonio.
Going back to his college days, this is one of Leonard's favorite moves, the simple pull-up off the dribble.
Screen by Adams. Here's Westbrook. Adams, the pass to Westbrook. And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Adams.
Yeah, just not good court awareness there. You cannot afford to be careless. That just leads to bad turnovers.
The Spurs making a switch here. Parker's checked in. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Outside, Green. Back to Gasol. Leonard kicks to Green. Just 5 on the clock. Aldridge. And it's Aldridge on the follow. Aldridge has got the lead up to 2 now for San Antonio.
Love the follow-up. It's as if Aldridge knows where the shot's coming from and gets himself in great position on the glass.
The pass to Adams. Back to Westbrook. Trying to get back on track. It's good from long range. Westbrook's got 15 points.
First 3 of the quarter and 3rd overall, guys. The defense might want to step up just a little bit on him from this point on.
Leonard with the ball. George picks him up. Leonard, no luck. Tight game here in Oklahoma City. And Roberson kicks to Patterson. And it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here. And the Thunder with the possession here. Outside, George. Patterson, the screen. 5 on the clock.
You know, the most outstanding quality for Aldridge defensively is his versatility. He's one of those rare bigs who can guard equally inside and out on the perimeter.
A lot of give and take between these sides early.
And both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one.
Roberson dishes to Adams. Outside for George. Here's Roberson. He has 6 and no good.
Well, after getting off to a great start, hitting those first 2 shots, he's definitely regressed a little bit in this quarter.
And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul. Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for San Antonio. Aldridge a screen. kicks to Leonard. It's stolen by Adams. Outside, George. Lots of room. They get it back. Adams' shot is off.
The defense was solid there, smothering him close inside, and that's how you want to guard him.
And we've seen coaches that yell. You've seen some that show no emotion and everything in between. In your opinion, what's the perfect mental makeup for an NBA coach?
I don't think, Kevin, there's any exact science to what coaching can be. And I think the best coaches just have an innate ability to know when to push buttons, how to push buttons, and to do it on an individual level. There are many times that a coach can make the biggest impact with his player, Kevin, taking him aside and having conversations rather than doing everything in front of the team. And I think the best coaches have a pulse of each player on their team and take the time to go and do that.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Parker passes to Leonard. Over George. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Oklahoma City trailing. Robertson dishes to Westbrook. Back to Robertson. From deep. And the three ball is good. Roberson's got 9 points.
Well, the outside shot still a whip, a work in progress, but the team needs Robertson to hit these to keep the floor spaced.
Gasol kicks to Leonard. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Leonard. The 11-footer, and that one hits back iron. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
Now here's Westbrook. He's got 17. Lock at 6. No good from outside. San Antonio's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Aldridge with a screen on George. Ginobili left side. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Ginobili. They grab their own miss.
Looked a little bit forced. No reason for it either. The defense was not even in the frame.
And George kicks to Robertson. Back to George. Patterson a screen on Leonard. George passes to Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Spurs trail by 4. Parker kicks to Gasol. Parker against Westbrook. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. For San Antonio, they've had 7 opportunities at the free throw line and made good on 5 of them.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Blue shot.
And he can't get the first one.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Cantor comes in for Patrick Patterson. And Alex Abrinas subbed in for Paul George. Anderson, he's checked in for the Spurs. Gay comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And the second free throw, good. And with these new player tracking cameras, you see some very interesting numbers. The Spurs, one of the lowest teams in terms of pace and fast break points. And yet, they're one of the top teams, Brent, in average speed and distance travel. How do you explain that?
Well, what they do, Kevin, is every time down the court, they set up their offense and they run through their options. And that could be very frustrating for anybody who's trying to defend it. They're waiting within a 24-second shot clock to have 1 or 2 defenders relax, get lazy, and as soon as they do, the Spurs take advantage of it.
Feeds it to Cantor. Screen by Adams. Stolen by Ginobili. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Ginobili leading the charge. Gay outside. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. It's the Thunder up by 1. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, guys. Here with head coach Billy Donovan. Coach, it's been back and forth in the first half. What's it going to come down to?
Well, obviously it's close. We know we're playing against a great team, so we just got to keep grinding and keep playing.
We'll see how it turns out, Coach. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back to the second half of basketball right after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to check out the first half of action. It was all Russell Westbrook in the first quarter. He ended up with 17 points and 1 assist. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
You have to love a team that pounds the offensive glass. That's going to gain you extra possessions. And check this out. Sometimes just having more offensive chances than your opponent wins the basketball game.
Shaq, what did you see from San Antonio?
I really like how they limited turnovers. You know, they didn't play it too safe. They made some really nice passes. When you can play like this and cut back turnovers, it can add up to over 10, 8, 12, 15, 16 easy points, Ernie. I don't know how many points, a lot of easy points. They'll be in good shape if they can keep making the same smart plays.
And that will conclude our halftime presentation. We take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City, everyone. You can see Chesapeake Energy Arena there in the background as the cars stream down I-40. And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the third quarter starting here now. Russell Westbrook really making a difference here.
Yeah, on the cut, off the dribble, he is a factor, and we saw that in the first half.
Coaches talk about having slashers on the team, and this is what they do. They get into the heart of the defense. They force difficult rotations. He's been tough to contain.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. George with the ball. Inside, it's Patterson and Adams. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair, and it's George in at the 3 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. And he hits it and gets hacked down the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, Brent, the media and others have commented that while Westbrook is a gifted scorer, he isn't an efficient scorer. What do you think of that?
Well, Russell is surrounded by guys who are still trying to figure out exactly what they are supposed to be in the league. He's not going to wait around for them to figure it out on his watch. And so that's the delicate dance right now for Oklahoma City. Russell Westbrook trying to find a balance between leading the charge and putting a charge in his teammates.
Now, here's Parker. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Gasol setting the pick for Leonard. 5 on the clock. Shoots over Adams. And the shot falls short this time.
Defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
Well, body and control isn't just for your shampoo at home. It's right there in Russell Westbrook. He gets fouled and still converts. A lot of people look at Russell and think you roll the ball out, and with his athleticism and tenaciousness, he just takes it over. But the guy hits the film room. I mean, he studies up. He wants to know about his opponent. He wants to get better as a performer, get more consistent. So there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes with Russell Westbrook.
The free throw drops for Russell Westbrook. And for Westbrook, in his watching of film, he isn't looking for what he's doing on the floor. Rennie says he's gaining an understanding for everyone else.
I think that kind of approach is pretty heady, don't you, Kevin? The fact that Russell not only wants to improve himself, he wants to have a better understanding of every aspect of the game. That's his decision-making. That's where his teammates are finding success on the floor. Defensively, how teams are matching up with him. That's a lot to take in on top of the responsibilities he already has for this Oklahoma City team.
Now, here's Green, following the miss by Russell Westbrook. Gasol kicks to Parker. Leonard with the ball. George picks him up. Leonard dishes to Aldridge. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. 6 points for Aldridge.
Such a good feel for the game. Kawhi knows exactly what this offense is trying to accomplish and acts as a willing facilitator.
Now, here is George. He's got 12. Screen by Adams. Adams with the screen on Leonard. Here's George. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Steven Adams brings a lot to the team, Brent. Got a chance to be more involved, in fact, with the offense after Durant left.
Well, he's not a wispy 7-footer, Kevin. Thick and rugged out there on the floor and willing to set a lot of screens to free up Russell Westbrook. One of the things I'd like to see them do is maybe explore him in the post a little more often as an offensive threat. I think he's capable down there.
And so Adams nails both of them.
Once a 5-star recruit coming out of high school, Steven Adams has the size and smarts to really become a devastating big man in the NBA.
Parker double teamed. Over to the wing. A wide open look for Gasol. The Thunder pull it in. George has got his 5th rebound in this one.
They got to hope to turn it on soon. 1 of 4 so far. They know they got to be better.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure. And this has been an outstanding display on the board, and it's a big part of why they have a lead in this game. Doing the dirty work down low.
Now, here's George, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Brent, you have 2 championship rings. Some guys would kill for 1. Talk about a season where you thought you would capture a title, but for some reason it just wasn't meant to be.
It's interesting, after the 2005 championship in San Antonio, coming back in 2006, I thought we were destined to get the job done that very next year. And it's funny how slight the difference is between a championship season and just a contending season, Kevin. An injury, a bounce, a foul, a free throw. It makes you appreciate the fragility of what a championship season is all about.
Well said. That's good from George.
And team-wide, they've been terrific from the line here. Just one of those nights when the confidence has spread from one player to the next.
And both free throws good for Paul George. Greg, when you think about the franchises in the league that have sustained success, who are always competitive, Oklahoma City should be right there at the top.
I mean, just look at the records for the Thunder, and their success really does speak for itself. 8 straight seasons of 500 or better basketball. Only the Spurs and Rockets can also make that claim.
Is it possible his sweet touch is getting sweeter, guys?
San Antonio calls timeout.
Yeah, he needs to tell his guys to just box out with some energy. That's basic basketball. They've been lazy on the backboard and have allowed way too many second chance points.
He's checked in for Pau Gasol. Spurs trail by 11. Parker kicks to Green. He dishes it to Leonard. Shot to stop the run, and the layup is up and in. Leonard's got 13.
And the commitment to seizing every scoring opportunity, Leonard outworking and out-hustling people inside.
Westbrook passes to Adams. In the corner, it's Patterson. The three-pointer, no good. The Spurs have gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvements here. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Aldridge is screened. Outside, Green. Dishes it to Aldridge. The rebound by Patterson. Patterson's got 7 rebounds in the game. Westbrook passes to Adams. Laverne grabs the miss. Laverne's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Green dishes to Leonard. They kick it out to Green. Got a piece of it. An even 3-on-3 break. Westbrook with it. He's picked up by Parker. Here's Roberson. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Spurs trail by 9. Leonard kicks to Aldridge. Passes it to Parker. Aldridge is screened. Back to Leonard. The rebound by Patterson.
Man, he's missing those kind of good looks. His team is in some serious trouble.
Westbrook, no good.
And listen, you can't design a play any better to get a look that good. Just couldn't knock it down.
The best players know that is going to happen, and you just can't let it get into your head. It's a shot that you want to take.
Here's Westbrook following the three-pointer by San Antonio. Left side, George. He kicks to Roberson. Patterson, the screen. Parker against Westbrook. Adams. A putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Parker passes to Leonard. Over George. That one wide left.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
Now here's Westbrook. 25 points in the game. And it's Westbrook again missing. Green against Westbrook. Green, the screen. Parker outside. To the paint. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Green missing again. Oklahoma City leading by 8. To the left side wing. And here's Westbrook from the arc. Westbrook missing again. San Antonio's gone 6 of 14 with the 3-ball tonight. Just a little over 40%. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And Danny Green out of North Carolina, the former Tar Heel, now in his 9th season in the NBA. 8 of those seasons with San Antonio. As a guy that went undrafted and then spent the last 5 seasons starting for a contender deep in the heart of Texas.
And the first one drops. And Danny Green averaging about 27 minutes per game last season. Believe it or not, Brent, that was 3rd highest on the Spurs.
Well, they always do it by committee. You look up and down the roster in terms of the minutes played, and not many guys even push over the 30-minute mark. And so there's a lot of responsibility and accountability for every guy on the roster to be ready every night. And Danny Green does it on both ends when he gets his minutes.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
And such an important contributor to his team's success over the years. It's amazing that Green was a 2nd-round pick and coming out of a big school at that.
Now, here is George. 14 points for him. Pass to Canner. And it's Gay with the rebound. Spurs trail by 6. Nobody near Leonard. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
Oof, rough shooting night tonight, but you can't fault him for the effort.
Here's Kristen, covered by Mills. With the screen on Gay. To the middle, Leonard with the steal. 3-on-3. Green dishes to Leonard. They kick it out to Green. Offline with his three. Oklahoma City leading by 6. Here's Adams. San Antonio with the rebound. Gay's got his 3rd rebound tonight, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on George.
And like watching Gay get aggressive with the defense, making them whack him there on the way up.
And Rudy Gay suffered the injury last season, but was still a wanted man when free agency rolled around, Greg, and San Antonio got him.
Yeah, I mean, the Spurs made a big offer for him, and Gay felt it was the right fit. Interesting to see how his role develops in San Antonio this year. Still, there's a feeling that he's got a lot left in the tank.
That's good from Rudy Gay.
And the thing about Rudy Gay, you never know when he's going to have a night where he just explodes. He's one of those guys that can just score in bunches.
Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for the Spurs. Murray comes in for Danny Green. Screen by Adams. And Kristen kicks to Abrinas. Off target from outside. Spurs trail by 4. Gay with no one around. Oh, good on the 3. Here's Kristen. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Kicks to George. Pass to Abrinas. There's a screen by Cantor. 5 to shoot. Kristen, the pass to George. Sinks the three-pointer. George has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And there's never been any question about George's three-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the 3 at a ridiculous rate.
Now here is Aldridge. He's got 6. Gay outside. San Antonio again missing. Oklahoma City leading by 7. To the paint. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Enes Kanter.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
For San Antonio, they have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
And the first one at the line is good.
Tough to match up with Kyle Anderson because of how quirky he plays. Changing speeds, plays slow, but sees the floor remarkably well.
Well, one thing the Thunder have always done well is control the glass. Good rebounding team.
Well, the Thunder are great candidates to end up near the top for both offensive and defensive rebounds, and it certainly helps when Russell Westbrook is tearing down over 10 boards a game. It's a complete effort with this ball club, and they have guys who are willing to stick their nose in there.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Now here's Mills. He feeds it to Gay. Aldridge left side. Bank shot, no good. Oklahoma City leading by 7. Outside, George. To the paint, here's Kanter. And Kanter throws it down.
That's the thing about Kanter. He has the size to muscle through contact and the good touch to boot.
Spurs trail by 9. Murray dishes to Anderson. Anderson the screen. Now here's Murray. He's covered closely. Aldridge down low. Adams defending. A nice shot by Aldridge.
A super high percentage shot from Aldridge there. Layups work.
Kanter with a screen on Anderson. Here's Kristen. The dish to Adams. The 3. Rebounded by the Spurs.
Trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but thus far, not working.
Yeah, I hope it hasn't gone to his head. He may be trying too hard at this point.
Now here's Anderson. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. And now it's only a 5-point Thunder lead. Thunder shooting just 33% in the second half so far. They need to look at more high-quality shots. And Kristen kicks to Adams. In transition, here come the Spurs. And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
And you might have thought that with the big three retiring and getting older, the San Antonio Spurs might need to think about rebuilding. But the emergence of one Kawhi Leonard as a superstar in the league on both ends of the floor has extended this team's dominance.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Collison comes in for Adams. And Russell Westbrook subbed in for Kristen. Now here's Westbrook. He's got 25. 59 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. And Tim Duncan retired, as we know, but Kawhi Leonard carrying on that culture of no frills. Brent work and dedication to the game.
Well, there's no better standard bearer than what Kawhi Leonard has represented, but it's been built on the shoulders of Tim Duncan and David Robinson before him. The Spurs continue to go about their business, respecting the game and getting the most out of the ability of the players on the floor.
No good on that one.
Well, he entered the league as a great free throw shooter. Westbrook now gets there a ton.
God,
Spurs making a switch here. Ginobili's checked in. And the second free throw, good.
Yeah, sometimes in a game you settle a little bit before settling in, and right now I think he's a big factor in how they're getting to the line.
Anderson the screen. Here's Gasol. Second shot opportunity, and that's 2 points on the layup. Gasol's got 9.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Now here's Westbrook, covered by Mills. Freed up, nice work off the pick. 28 points for Russell Westbrook.
More power of Westbrook shown there. Not many guys can finish through contact like that.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Mills. That shot's good on the assist by Ginobili. Ginobili's got 3 assists tonight.
Hey guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
And he can't bank that one in. In transition, here comes San Antonio. He's got the ball. But they'll get another chance for the lead. And it's laid up and in by Anderson. Anderson's got 6 here in this quarter.
I love the overall court awareness. Gasol always knows when there's a wide open teammate ready to shoot, and sometimes makes a dribble to set defenders up before delivering.
3 quarters of play in a close game here. Spurs lead by 1. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
Nobody holds the ball, not even 1,001. You catch it, it's a shot, it's a drive or pass, whatever you got.
Specific instructions from Greg Popovich. If you don't have a clean look, don't have an open lane, move the ball.
Yeah, and the key is fast decision making, and that takes great recognition from all 5 guys in terms of communication. That's really what we call chemistry.
All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. On the floor for San Antonio, starting the fourth quarter, Mills and Manu at the guards. Rudy Gay is out there with Anderson, and it's Gasol and at the 5. Now here's Ginobili. Gasol setting the pick for Ginobili. Shot clock at 6. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. No good from Gasol.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
And here's Mills for 3. He can't get that one to fall. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. And George kicks to Westbrook. The shot's good on the assist by George. And it's a 3-point Thunder lead.
He keeps finding great shots out there, and the opportunities are turning up roses.
Now here's Mills. He's covered by Westbrook. Gasol, a screen on Westbrook. Here's Ginobili. Westbrook pulls it in. Westbrook's got his third rebound tonight. And Patterson kicks to Abrinas. From outside, off the mark.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
It's good, and the Thunder lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Ginobili.
Well, there's a couple things that Patty is working on to be a better player in this league, and finding the open man is one of them.
Now here's Westbrook. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Shoot 2.
And the first one at the line is good. And the Thunder making a switch here. Robertson's checked in. San Antonio also making some changes. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Kyle Anderson. And Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. And Russell Westbrook drops them both. Spurs trail by 3. Parker outside. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Patterson against Leonard. Gasol setting the pick for Leonard. Stolen by Cantor. One-on-one here. Here's Roberson. It's good. Only a few seconds into the shot clock.
Well, no hesitation from Robertson that time. He got his shot off quickly as soon as he got the ball.
The Spurs have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Leonard kicks to Gasol. 9 feet out. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 3 assists now in this one. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. The Thunder leading by 3.
Right.
Outside Westbrook. Cantor sets the pick for Westbrook. The feed to Cantor. Back to Westbrook. Shot clock at 5. And the layup is good. Westbrook's got 34 points.
Well, right there, Russell showing a little bit of the bulldog mentality from the guard spot, getting in there and grabbing the extra 2.
There's a good screen. Ginobili outside. Buries the long-range jumper.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
Westbrook up top. And it's in there. Westbrook's got 36.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Parker passes to Gay. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And Gay has great length down on the block there. Fantastic at just jumping on opportunities to score when he's down low.
Now here's Westbrook. There's the pass to Cantor. And it's Abrinas in the corner. Good on the triple. Abrinas has got 5 points now this quarter.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
Screen by Parker. Ginobili kicks to Gay. Gay is doubled. Over Patterson. And with that, the Thunder lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Gay.
And this is an area where Gay is especially dangerous. A terrific mid-range scorer.
Feeds to Patterson. Shot off the screen. That's short off the rim. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the fourth. And here is Ginobili. He dishes it to Parker. Back to Ginobili. Screen by Parker. Ginobili kicks to Gay. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili. Ginobili's got 4 assists in the game. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. Patterson, the screen. Westbrook drives in. Some solid defense from Gasol. Parker dishes to Gay, and they take the lead. Gay's got 21.
Extraordinary work from Parker to find his teammate for the open basket. His passing is just phenomenal.
Passes it to Abrinas. Fires for 3. Oklahoma City gets it back.
And that's a nice job on the offensive glass there. That'll let them work the clock even more.
There's a screen by Cantor. Abrinas the pass to Westbrook. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. San Antonio leading. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
Wide open. A rebound by Gasol. Gasol's got 11 rebounds in the game. And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Paul George comes in for Alex Abrinas. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for the Spurs. Green comes in for Manu Ginobili. Now, here's Parker. To the middle, here's Gasol, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Steven Adams picks one up.
Powell just keeps going and going, willing his way to the post and making the D get a little bit more physical with him.
First free throw is good.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Thunder trailing by 3. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
George against Leonard. Outside, George. Back to Westbrook. 6 on the shot clock. Off the mark, and the drought continues. San Antonio leading by 3. Parker outside. Aldridge kicks to Leonard. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Parker against Westbrook. Leonard, that's for 2. And it's good on the assist by Parker. And that's 15 points for Leonard.
Sometimes it just doesn't matter how good the D is. Kawhi with the all-world ability to hit the jumper, even when you got him blanketed.
Here's Robertson. Patterson, the screen. Back to George. A 3. No good on that one. D that time from Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And they've done some nice work as we've come down the stretch here in the final quarter.
You saw that.
That gives him the double-double. 11 points and 11 rebounds.
Well, people talk so much about shoot-first guy with Westbrook. How about that time finding the open man?
And that last replay courtesy of Under Armour. Another unleashed chaos moment. Now here's Leonard. And it comes off the front of the rim. A baseline J. Good D by Parker. San Antonio leading by 5. Green kicks to Gasol. Make it 5 for 10 with him in that bucket.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Here's Westbrook. Gasol with the steal. Leonard a good look. And another basket for San Antonio.
And there just aren't many guys that have a more devastating mid-range game. Leonard has fine-tuned that shot to where it's almost automatic.
Here's Robertson. Westbrook dishes to Adams. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
That's a shot you got to step up on. Wide open, no coverage. Good shooters don't miss that often.
Green, the pass to Aldridge. Chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Here's Westbrook. Rebounded by the Spurs. Leonard kicks to Parker. Dishes it to Gasol. Pass to Parker. He feeds it to Gasol. Shoots. Thunder with the rebound. Patterson's got 11 rebounds in the game. Parker against Westbrook. To the middle. It's tipped and stolen by Aldridge. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Here's Green. It's deflected.
Iverson out there to play defense. He excels at getting off the ground so quickly to get the block.
If they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Yeah, that's the best option. And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this.
Yeah, just scanning the box score and looking at the rebound total tonight, I don't believe it. Shows the absolute passion he has for that part of the game.
They throw good, Adams. And so Adams nails both of them. Now Parker. He kicks to Leonard. And it's Leonard again missing. Under trailing by 7. Pass to Patterson. Back to George. And Robertson has it in the corner. Outside Westbrook. Pocket 6. On the wing, George. Fires from deep. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook. Westbrook's got 4 assists now tonight.
Well, improving as a setup man every year. Westbrook could become one of those guys, dare I say, double-digit assists every season.
Outside Leonard. Gasol with it. Now defended by Adams. And Adams sends it back. And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Adams. Gasol gets to Green. 6 to shoot. Gasol setting the pick for Green. But they recover it. Aldridge. Offensive rebound.
Trust me, big guys hate playing against Steven Adams. He's a nuisance on the defensive end, and that time changed the shot.
And this is what happens when you fail to block out.
Defensive rebounding just as important as causing the miss in the first place.
Here's Parker. Uses the glass to finish the layup. 52 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It's George on the wing. And it's George again missing.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Here's Gasol. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. And it's a 10-point Spurs lead.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Yeah, you gotta be relentless in this game or the tide can turn on you. Not here, not tonight.
They get it again. Kicks to Parker. Leonard on the wing. Stolen by George. One-on-one here. Here's Patterson. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. So the first one drops, and that brings them within single digits. And Patterson drops them both. 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now here's Mills. And so it's San Antonio with the win. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. How did you get into this game and be so effective offensively and in rhythm?
Well, I just got to come out really aggressive, just trying to find the boards, just forget about the shots that I can miss, or if I don't get a certain amount of touches, I just got to be aggressive and I got to get in the paint. So that's how I'm most effective, and that's what gets me going too.
Yeah, you were getting it done inside tonight, and that led to the win. Thanks, pal. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.